Okay.
All right, it's April 20th, 2000 something, and I'm here with ABC's The Goldberg star, Wendi McLendon-Covey, who plays a very protective and possibly a bit crazy Beverly Goldberg. I've heard you mention before. Your guest is gone.
She's shy.
Camera shy, I get it. I've heard you mention before that your own mother is a bit of a smother, which is what Beverly is known as. Is that who you modeled Beverly after, or was it the actual Beverly Goldberg that you modeled her after?
You know, my mom definitely had the tendencies, and I do use a lot of my mom's characteristics, but it's mostly the real Bev. You know, a lot of the stuff that we do on the Goldbergs, she actually did. So yes, I modeled it off of her. But I didn't meet her until about 10 episodes in. So everything I modeled on her was either from, you know, just stories people told me or video footage that I watched. But I got her. I understood what she was about.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. And speaking of the video footage, so we get to see little snippets at the end of each episode of what the episode was based on. Did you guys get to see the full deck of creator Adam Goldberg's kind of filmography, if you will, of his family? Because I hear he just has hours and hours of family content.
Oh, he does. He has so many VHS tapes. We could go for 10 seasons. But no, he just made us a little clip package. I would love to sit and watch all of his videos from start to finish, but he hasn't offered that to me yet. But I want to see it.
You could write it into your season 3 contract or something, right?
Maybe. I don't want to raise. I just want to see your videotape.
That's great. Now, the Goldbergs is kind of it's set in the 80s, but really, aside from like the clothes and the shoes and all the 80s stuff, it seems to be kind of your typical everyday family type of show. I mean, ABC is really well known for all their family stuff. Some little show called Modern Family, Blackish. Yeah, I know. It's new. Fresh Off the Boat, Last Man Standing. Were you guys going for just this everyday type family stuff and just having the 80s as a backdrop? Was that intentional, or was it supposed to be completely focused on the 80s?
No, that was intentional. If you just focus something on the time period, it starts to be unrelatable to people. And we didn't want to do a show that was just based on 80s references, and then you have to stick to a certain time, and then you have to be true to that. Like, if our writers have, you know, a good idea for the Reebok pump, you know, a show about the Reebok pump, we're not going to start the episode, you know, we have to have the freedom to jump around. It's really hard to stick to that time frame. So it's best if we say, you know, it's 1980 something and it's all being told from Adam's memory, so the details are fuzzy.
Well, I think it's very you guys did or accomplished what you wanted to do, because a lot of the situations, you know, are like everyday life situations that all families seem to go through. So aside from the awesome hair, awesome sweaters, it's totally on point. And this season, it seems like the Goldbergs has kind of from episode 1 stepped on the pedal and just you know, completely found its footing. It's a critical success. Rotten Tomatoes, it's 100% of Rotten Tomatoes, based off critical reception.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. You can go check it yourself after this, hopefully. During this.
Those Rotten Tomatoes people, they are sticklers.
They are. So when you get 100% fresh, you know you're doing something.
Talk about quality control. Nothing gets past those tomatoes people.
That's very true. And you know, you guys have gotten kind of a rabid fan base. You know, and again, a rating success. Did you know when you read the pilot to the script, when you were going to audition for Beverly. Did you know there was something special that was there, that it could have the potential to be this, or did this kind of throw you off guard?
You never know what people are going to respond to, honestly. I just have to go with what I think is funny, and I have a weird sense of humor. So when I read the script, I thought, oh, you know, I like it. But what sealed the deal was the footage of his family. And when I saw that, I thought, you know, if we stay true to that, we will at least have a cult hit. I don't know if we'll have a popular hit, but that's what I want to do. Like, that's the TV I want to do, is I want to portray these weirdos. And I think we nailed it.
Now I could ask the question, you know, is it the typical question, is it fun on set? Do you guys laugh a lot? But I'm going to make the assumption that the set is incredible. And I mean, some of the stuff that we as audience members laugh out loud at, I'm not sure how you guys are able to keep it together on set. Are there times or any scenes where you just have to go over and over?
Oh, we don't keep it together. That's the thing. There are times when I've held up production, laughing and crying my makeup off, and that is no joke. Okay. And then I always think, oh, how are they going to edit this? You know, is it going to be as funny as what we're doing now? But sometimes, you know, when it's late at night, you get so punchy that everything is funny, and you watch it later and you're like, that was not funny at all. You know, all I can say is my days are long on that show. 14 hours at the most. Okay. My days are between 8 and 14 hours. And it all flies by because I have so much fun. I mean, when we took a Christmas break, or, you know, we had that 2 weeks off, I was depressed because I couldn't go to work. Now, you don't say that about many jobs.
Definitely not. Yeah. Hiatus must be tough for you then.
Oh, I just don't know what to do with myself. I feel so alone. Where's my family? And I have another family.
Just not your 80s
but
family.
They don't want to see me. What?
Just not your 80s family that you need right now.
Yeah, my sweet Jeff Garland and my yummy kids.
Well, speaking of, I mean, you're a previous SAG nominee yourself with the ensemble of Bridesmaids. Jeff Garland, who you just mentioned, SAG nominee, and then you work with the legend Oscar nominee George Segal on here. But can we talk about those kids, please? Because Haley Orantia, who plays Erica, Troy Gentile, Barry, and Sean Jambroni Adam. I don't know where ABC finds all of this young talent, because on each of the shows they have such great young kids, especially like Eden Sher and Sarah Hyland. But these three, there's not a weak link amongst them. Is it so nice and easy to go to work knowing that these kids are going to bring it every single day?
Oh my gosh. I've worked with some kids who couldn't bring it. Okay. I've worked with adults who couldn't bring it, but with these kids, and I hate to call them kids, young actors, they nail it. Last week, I thought Troy Gentile was so priceless in both episodes. He deserves nominations across the board. The kid is a comic genius. Haley Orantia, she wasn't an actor. She's a singer. And her management told her, you know, if you had a TV show or something, it would help us promote you. You know, you'd have more of a presence. So she just sort of went out and got a TV show. Like, it's that easy. But she did. She was the first girl they looked at. They looked at many more, but she was the one that stuck out. And she's solid. I love being in scenes with Haley because I know we're going to nail it quickly. She's brilliant. And Sean Jambrone, I'm going to get verklempt. I love him. Okay? When he becomes the emperor of Hollywood, I hope he gives me a job. That's all I can say.
Well, you're his mother, so he's going to kind of have to.
Well, if he doesn't have terrible, you know, flashbacks and resentments of me, I hope he doesn't.
Well, that's true, because your guys' stuff is all on film as well, just like the original. So he could. Yeah, no, I mean they're great. You know, and it's the cast just seems to blend so well together. And like you said, you know, it must feel great going to work knowing that there's actually a family type atmosphere on set and off it as well.
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I've worked on TV shows before, and you know, it's sometimes you get on a set where people just all retreat to their dressing rooms and no one wants to talk to each other, and you know, who knows what that's about. I love these people. Every member of our crew, I love them. Every writer, I love them. All our producers and all our actors, I just want to, well, I want to kiss them. I want to give them all lots of kisses and nubbies.
Nubbies. I'm sure they'd be thrilled. I'm sure that they'd love it.
Might call the police, but I'll do it until they beg me to stop.
Hey, if you do it as Beverly, I mean, it's going to be expected, so at least you have that excuse.
They'll all sit still if I do it as Bev, yeah.
Now, last year, during the first season, you received a Critics' Choice nomination for lead actress in a comedy series. How did you find out about the nomination? Were you surprised at all? You know, because it was a critical hit last year too, but not to this extent. Was it great to have that recognition and bring it to the show?
Oh, it was, because at first the critics did not like us, so that was very gratifying, you know, to get that nomination. And yet I didn't even know that the Critics' Choice Awards was a thing for TV. So when I started getting congratulation calls, I was like, what are you talking about? But, you know, whatever. It was really great and lots of fun. And I mean, I feel like, hey, I've kind of won all the prizes anyway. I get to be on the show in the first place. So just having that on top, you know, it was the cherry on the icing on a very sweet cake. So.
Well, this year, as we mentioned, you know, the Goldbergs is kind of really hitting its stride, and Beverly in particular is getting a chance to do a lot of insane stuff. We could say she's really diving into stuff there, and you've gotten quite a bit of Emmy buzz this season because of it. You know, the Emmys do love their mothers. Doris Roberts won 4 Emmys for playing a smother herself. Julie Bowen has won 2 for playing kind of the cool hip mom. And I always have seen Beverly as kind of a blend of the two, maybe more on the Marie Barone type side. But
I think so. Yeah, I think she kind of leans towards that.
Yeah. I'm glad you agree. If you're nominated though, you have to submit an episode that best represents your work from the season. To me, and I've asked some fellow Gold Derby folks about it, you have quite a set of episodes to pick from. Do you have anyone in particular that you think, or that you're most, I guess, proud of? I have 2 in mind, but I want to hear what you've got.
You know, that is so hard for me to pick. I would say our first episode of the season, where I go to the laserium and kind of make things right between my little boy and his girlfriend that I can't stand, that Bev can't stand, I should say. That one puts a lump in my throat. And then maybe the one with the Cabbage Patch dolls.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? I really don't know.
I loved what you just the Happy Mom, Happy Life one with the Cabbage Patch dolls, being the grand smother, and you know how you went into a creepy parking lot and had to buy a knockoff Cabbage Patch. That was great. I also thought, and I've heard you before say how much fun you had and how proud you are of this episode, was Barry Goldberg's Day Off, the homage to Ferris Bueller, where Beverly gets her first job. She has all that physical comedy, which is trying to break into the house and dive into the pool to save Barry. Those are probably the hardest 2 that I have to choose, or that I would choose between. But I do love that first episode too.
Huh. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. What to pick? I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Cross that
See,
line when you get there.
I watch the episodes for different things, so it's interesting to hear you say that. But okay. I will take that under advisement.
Well, maybe since we both agreed on the Cabbage Patch one, that should be the front runner right now. But is there anything coming up, because the finale hasn't premiered yet? Is there anything coming up that you thought is pretty? I mean, don't give me anything away. I don't like spoilers, and I don't think anybody else does. But we got some good stuff coming up these last few episodes.
Oh my gosh. We have some brilliant stuff coming up. And this week, I have been dying for this episode to happen. Bev plays matchmaker with the drama teacher and the PE teacher. And they're two of my favorite guest stars, Anna Gasteyer as Miss Cinnamon and Brian Callen as our gym teacher. And it is the ugliest, grossest hookup that Bev puts together. I mean, I hope people love it. I just have nothing but good memories of filming it. So yeah, that'll be a fun one. And then I remember crying all week during the last episode. So I hope they were able to get something usable.
Crying because you were going to miss your family, your Goldberg family. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Now, I've got some fan questions that some of them kind of bled into questions that I want to ask you, so I'll give them the credit, and we'll just go ahead and start off on some of these. Vinny it asked for what your favorite moment was on the Goldbergs. He said the one that he couldn't stop laughing at, which is also a great episode, come to think of it, is where Beverly gets left by her children after the whole guilt trip, and they drive off and leave her on the side of the road. Is there any one scene that you just lost it on for Beverly?
Let me think about that one. Getting left on the side of the road. Yes. Okay. So there was a scene in that episode where I'm downstairs ironing and I'm giving my kids the silent treatment, and Barry pulls out a shirt that he bedazzled saying, "We love you, Mom." And then there's this horrible picture of me. Every time that t-shirt came unfolded, I lost my mind. I mean, I lost my mind. It was so stupid. I was ashamed of myself for laughing because I knew it was coming, but that horrible monster picture, it made me laugh the same way the Bert and Ernie cake of last season made me laugh, because it was so awful and it just looked like a monster. Like, who would give this to their kid? But yeah, so that was a big one for me.
24 Emmy wants to know, which 80s related event or topic have you most enjoyed revisiting?
I think I would have to say the Ferris Bueller episode. You know, I think we did such a great job with that, if I do say so myself. That was one of my favorite movies, and we'll do one movie homage like that every season. So last year it was The Goonies. This year it's Ferris Bueller. Next year, who knows what it's going to be, but I just really, really loved that Ferris Bueller episode.
Christopher K
and
wants to know.
wearing Nancy Reagan's red suit. That was also fun.
The last one was a great one too. Christopher K wants to know, and this was going to be one of my questions too. Have any of the Goldberg actual real family visited the set? And do they enjoy looking back at their lives kind of being played out on screen? Well,
they've all come. They've all showed up at one point or another, and Adam's old friends have come. The girl Dana that he used to have a crush on, she was there not long ago.
Wow.
Murray has passed away, so we're hoping he's watching us from wherever he is and happy. But But, you know, there's not a real Erica in real life. There's Eric. But there is a Barry. And Barry, I guess, gets upset when they make TV Barry look like he's not a great athlete. Because he says, I was better than that. I was good, you know, I could have been a football player. Okay, I mean, but Eric and Barry are both surgeons in real life, so I think it's okay. You know, they've done it right.
Yeah, they seem to be okay. And TV Barry is pretty popular himself, so I think.
Yeah, we cannot change a thing with TV Barry. So.
Yes, please don't. And whose idea was it to come out with the bleeps in the episode? I mean, it is so funny to see you guys it's unlike any other family show out there where you guys use these bleeps. And just, was it something that was okayed beforehand? Did you guys think of it before? Did it just come out at some point?
I think it was okayed beforehand because the real Bev has a very spicy vocabulary. So again, while we don't want to play her exactly, I do think it's funny that someone can say something like, I love my kids so fucking much. And well, we're on the internet, so you don't have to flip. Okay. I like saying it. Yeah, so to me, the juxtaposition of all that love and the F word just, I don't know, it tickles me. I think it's funny. So at least one episode, she drops some kind of F-bomb or says something horrible.
She does, and it's awesome. Speaking of, you were originally on television on a long-running series on Reno 911, which was strictly improv, and now you're on the Goldbergs, which is scripted. Are you able to improv more or at all on this show? And is it a different kind of familiarity, I guess, with having done one improv show for so long and now on the Goldbergs going into its, potentially third season?
You know, the thing with Reno is that there was literally no script and it didn't have to look good. The show didn't have to look good. It was supposed to have that shaky camera and all of that. So continuity wise, didn't matter. You know, you could improv all day, say a different thing every take. It didn't matter. It didn't have to match. With the Goldbergs, you do film from all sides. Continuity is very important. And so we don't do a lot of improv on the show. And, sometimes it happens that I can do it, but we have such good writers, it doesn't really need it. The dialogue doesn't really need to be punched up. I don't know that I would think of anything better to say than Adam is an angel and could sprout wings at any moment. I'm not going to think of anything better. I'd say it if I could, but I think our writing is strong enough that we don't really need the improv.
I agree. It's pretty spectacular. It really is. Elena 327 asks on your other show, Repeat After Me, which was your favorite celebrity moment of that or filming? Mine personally was Leah Remini. I thought that Costco cookie thing was, every time she'd go back and ask about the peas and the cookies and then just take the whole tray, it was just gold.
Oh my gosh. You have no idea how long that gag actually went on. She was in there for a good 40 minutes. And someday I hope the full segment gets shown because it was nuts. Yeah, she's definitely one of my favorites. Scott Foley was hysterical, and he's known for doing drama, so I think he got a really good response from the show. Michael Bolton, definitely one of my favorites. And Lauren Graham nibbling on a big wheel of cheese. That was great. But the weird thing about that show is that most of those people, I never meet them. Like I'm in the studio, and if they are remote, I never meet them except for talking into their earpiece.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So,
I thought maybe they'd visit set after or something.
sometimes they do, and we just miss each other. But yeah, it's really weird. I really am just a hired gun on that show. I don't, I have no say as to who's coming in. Most of the time, I don't know until I get there, what I'm doing. So, but it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. But those four are probably my very favorites.
That's got to be kind of cool, though. Oh,
Wanda Sykes is great too.
Tiger wants to know: is there a potential for a Bridesmaids 2? Have you heard? And if so, would you be game to jump back on board?
I would work with those girls anytime, anywhere, but right now it's not happening. I have a feeling though it'll be more like Anchorman, where there was 10 years between the two movies. Maybe that's what'll happen, but right now no one's working on it. So I wish I had a better answer.
No, it's fine. I mean, you got to concentrate on Beverly all you can, right? For these next few
everything
years.
Else, yeah.
Knock on wood. Yeah, and everything else. And then final question comes from Lynette Lennon, and she wants to know if you were able to keep any of the awesome 80s sweaters and attire from the show. Or will you want to keep
Wow. None of those pretty sweaters have made it into my wardrobe, and that's okay. I don't need to keep anything.
But you did buy some roller skates, I hear, after the roller skate episode.
I did buy roller skates. I had so much fun roller skating on the episode. I said, I'm buying some skates, and that's going to be my new thing. And yeah, I skate as often as I can. But roller skates are timeless.
They are, not just 80s.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Congratulations on the huge success of the Goldbergs, and best of luck with award season coming up. And hopefully you get to figure out that tape, because we're hoping you're going to need it.
Thank you so much.